love the variety of things I get to learn, because it's different than just taking GEs or just taking your major.
As I'm working through, I felt that I could take whatever I need from the reading and form my own thoughts with it. So it's a lot of analysis and synthesis, but it was also personal development.
I think you get a broader perspective of the world that you see, and you're not just in this little bubble anymore, and all of a sudden that bubble pops once you go into human core.
It's just that it's a very interesting opportunity where you're being asked to read things that you haven't necessarily been asked to read before. Like in high school, when you go over, say, Aristotle or Plato, they'll tell you about it, but they don't actually give you the symposium and say, here, read this, we're going to talk about it.
I think it's really valuable regardless of what your major is, because certainly you're getting something that you wouldn't otherwise be getting. I mean, it's not as much a humanities thing as it shows you a different way of thinking about the world, and it shows you a lot of different ways of thinking about the world. So it broadens your perspectives on life in general, and it really, I don't know, I just feel like I've learned so much, and it's not just humanities related, it's just about history, it's about people, it's about ways of expressing yourself just in different contexts and throughout the world.
I'm a business administration major, and you kind of learn to look at things differently and to connect different things, and you learn about social interaction, social behaviors, and I guess that ties into pretty much humanities, and you're going to need humanities throughout your life anyway, so Team Core is definitely a good choice.
Well, I'd say Humanities Core was a great experience my freshman year. As a bio major, it let me engage in an area of study that I wouldn't naturally engage in.
From just learning better writing skills, so you have to write any research you do in the medical field, you'll be able to get those ethical and moral, you'll learn from those things that we discussed in Human Core. So I think that it will contribute to you being a better doctor.
I know already the research experience has helped me, because being a bio major, the library is a great resource. Certainly knowing how to use those online tools and the physical tools has been great, looking for articles, finding out about the field that I'm researching in, and certainly there's no substitute in any field for a solid background in reading and writing. I mean, communication is key no matter what you do, and being able to read through an article and understand it, and then talk to my professor or a grad student in the lab, be able to summarize what it was about, ask questions. I mean, it's really key in engaging in that undergraduate reading research experience, and I know Humanities Core has been helpful in that.
Well, this is maybe a little narrow, but I work at the library. I'm at the loan desk, so I help a lot of students that come up to the front desk and they ask, how do I do this? I'm taking this course, and I've never heard a student who has taken Humanities Core ever say that they did not have a good experience. They all complain at the beginning, but at the end of the quarter, at the end of that last year after they're done with their paper, they come in and they actually agree with me, and they say, yeah, it's probably the best course I've taken here at UCI. But the way that it applies to your life in general and the whole writing aspect, I really think that writing is one of the most important ways to communicate. I mean, someday you're going to have a boss and you're going to need to write a coherent email. You're going to be required to be able to communicate with people around you, and Humanities Core teaches you how to do that both on paper and on the spot, because when you're in discussion, the professor will ask you, or the TA will ask you, so what do you think about this reading? What are your thoughts? And you have to be able to produce a coherent thought on the spot. So Humanities Core is great.
And certainly the highlight of the experience, I would say, was the research paper at the end of the year, which really let me understand more about the research process and the resources that are available to us as UCI students, and that has continued to help me this year as I've engaged in undergraduate research in biology, just looking for articles, understanding kind of what those authors have gone through to research and write a paper has really been helpful, and something that I thank Humanities Core for.
There's a professional future in the kind of things we're doing in class about teaching, but also doing research, also analyzing texts, teaching students, and I just think my ability to have an academic life has improved. That I didn't realize I could contribute to the theories that are out there and the kind of the rhetoric that is out there, and it's empowering, I guess. I realize that I'm able to contribute to the academic world, sort of, and I guess that's really exciting.